ECOWAS told to beam searchlights on Buhari. The human rights lawyer Barrister Kami Ajibola has petitioned the United Nations over the alleged persistent disobedience to court orders by President Muhammadu Buhari's government. Ajibola, a former chairman of Nigeria Bar Association (NBA) Ilesha, Osun State Branch, in the letter addressed to the UN Secretary General, urged the international body to put pressure on Buhari to obey court orders and allow full operation of the rule of law. The letter, entitled "Injustice Here is a Mark of Injustice Everywhere" and dated December 16th, was forwarded to the UN's New York Secretariat and copies sent to the European Union (EU), the African Union, and the ECOWAS. Part of the letter, made available to Daily Post, reads: "For several decades, Nigeria was ruled by military dictators, during which the political and human rights of Nigerians were manacled until 29th May 1999, when the country returned to democratic rule. From 29th May 1999 to 28th May of 2015, the federal government of Nigeria's disobedience to court orders was not undauntedly conspicuous, if any. On the 29th May 2015, President Muhammadu Buhari was sworn in as the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and re-elected and sworn in for another 4 years term on the 29th May of 2019. Since the ascendancy of President Muhammadu Buhari to the Nigeria presidency, he has treated the rule of law and orders of competent court with unprecedented despisement and disdain. In the almost 5 years of Buhari's governance, he has disobeyed over 40 orders of competent court within the Nigerian and ECOWAS jurisdiction. Ajibola cited cases which involved Dasuki, Ezazaki, Showore, Shagari, and Labinjo as some of the matters Buhari's administration had repeatedly shunned court pronouncements granting their bails. While he re-echoed objectives of the UN, the human rights activist noted that disobedience to a court order and total submission to the rule of law is a duty of every person, private and public institutions in the whole world. According to him, whenever this is being flouted, everybody has a right to duty and inborn locus standing to call for its correction. For the prayers of the anointed ones, the Buhari-led administration has turned the Nigerian state to a state of anomie, resulting from the pernicious attitude of Buhari-led administration to rule of law. The Nigerian state is in a social instability from a breakdown of standards, values, and a ruined economy, he added. While listing several former presidents around the world being tried by the International Criminal Court, Ajibola urged the UN to pay serious attention to Nigeria's government in the area of rule of law, electoral manipulations, and disobedience to court orders. He noted the prominent Nigerian jurists, including the Chief Justice of Nigeria (CJN), Justice Tanko Mohammed, had expressed grave concerns over persistent disobedience to court orders, but Buhari's government has turned deaf ears to them. He alleged that in the Nigerian of President Muhammadu Buhari, the federal government is the law and above the law. So I think that what is going to help us in this country is just for us to continue to talk, to continue to speak. As many people who know where and how to channel this whole thing, should continue to do so, because the more we keep quiet, the more these people will continue to have their ways. And also, I don't know why the government is so adamant. If really you care about the people you are leading, the people you thought that gave you vote, the people you thought you are really leading, that you are even there because of them, that you have their interests at heart, I don't think you will continue in this manner. I don't think this kind of a thing will continue. And it's like everybody is saying what they know best and the right thing, but the governments and the people around them do not even care. They don't even bother. I don't know where they are even leading this country to. I don't know. Now, if the international bodies talk, they will say, oh, don't mind, mind your business, mind your business. We can take care of ourselves. We can do this, we can do that. And they will be telling and making some statements that are really false, that they obey court orders, they will still come and tell you that they obey court orders. So the best bet is just for us to continue to speak. We should not relent, because that is just what they really want Nigerians to do. Or maybe they feel that, oh, the normal way that Nigerians behave, after they will just talk, after some time they will forget about it. But I don't think this is going to toe the same line, because it could be A tomorrow, and it could be B to it could be A yesterday or today. Tomorrow it could be, the turn of B. So if you think that it's gonna it's gonna, it's none of your business, or they are going to stop. No, they are not going to stop, because they started from one level to another, and they have been graduating from one level to another. So if we continue to keep quiet and say, oh, because they might want to intimidate, or they might want to do a manner of things, by the time they will come with bigger things, we might not be able to overcome them. And meanwhile, even the CGN that they are talking about is now trying to introduce a Sharia, that the implementation of a Sharia law should be across the country, should be implemented across the country. So what next do you think that can happen? And recently, the House of Rep now, they are suggesting a 6 years single term for presidents and governors. They are coming gradually. It started again with the hate speech bill, until Nigerians said no, and it's still ongoing. We don't even know where they are going to end that at the end of the day, because they are really adamant on making sure that they pass that bill, or they regulate a social media bill. So the best bet is just for people who know the right thing to continue to speak, and just like they have this human rights lawyer has said, that the UNAU ECOWAS, to beam their searchlights on Buhari. They should not just allow things to just go the way other countries went. Next election, still carry broom and vote for a plate of rice per day. That's what people are reacting to. The problem is, how can we determine the rule of law in a state of anarchy, massive looting of common resources, corruption in high places, and manipulation of the poor masses? There are people awaiting trials in our prisons for years, more than the years they would have spent if convicted. Nobody cares, but when one big person is touched, we call US, UN, etc. If we are ready to solve problems of rule of law, it must be all encompassing with holistic approach. I think this is a good one, because a lot of people are still languishing, but people have been talking about them, that some people will just be, they will just leave some people in prison, or whether in cell or in jail, no conviction, nothing. They are just there, some 10 years, 15 years. And I don't know what our lawyers are even doing. Some of them are trying their best, but it's like their best is not just enough, or they are not just listening to them. This particular person is making a valid point. Making a valid point. Just like I always say, if little things you think that these things, no, just wave it off. That is not our problem. This is not our problem. Little things, when we don't tackle them, by the time they escalate, and that is where we have really found ourselves. A lot of things have escalated, because they've been building up for a very long time. Now it has gotten to the level that, it's like it's really choking us, and that is when we are crying out. Little things that we overlook, people will tell you, no, about please forget about it, that is not our problem, that is not our problem. Now they've really accumulated to the extent that we don't even know where to, how to go about it. We have a lot of problems in this country, a lot of problems, lots of problems that are, that are challenging us. How do we go about them? It is now really, those problems are really cumbersome, that we don't even know where to start from. Your petition is a toothless one. My petitioner, Mr. Petitioner, every family and nations have their problems. Troublemakers and nonchalant attitude be avoided, so as to make peace in our country. No one will savage this nation but Nigerians. But Nigerians, haven't you read ECOWAS court ruling about a certain group and Nigerian government? If you have not, please do. Hmm. Look at the so-called organization. No amount of your noise threat will not free Showore. He must serve his prison. United Nations are not trustworthy of this type of issue. If they are not trustworthy, that means then we are going to stay like that. Things are going to get deteriorated more than what we are even seeing now. So if they cannot, if you cannot call international bodies, to look at look into some things, because nobody, no nation is, you know, is in isolation. That is just the way it is. Even the so-called developed countries, bigger countries, they are not in isolation. They still have one or two relationships with other countries. Nobody is island of everything. That is just the way it is. Even if you try to say, oh, we need to mind our business, we need to solve our problems together and all of that, that means everybody should just say we shouldn't just even interfere. No embassy should be in Nigeria. Our embassy should not be in other country. If that is how some people want to reason it, because if it's like that, that means everything, some so-called leaders will just be there and be doing all manner of things. Some people needs to be called and be cautioned. That is just the way it is. Of course, that doesn't mean that we as a people, we are not going to, do our own part. It's not as if we are going to rely or depend on what outsiders will be saying continuously. But at least let other people, if the people who are in the country are saying things and the so-called leaders are not listening, they think that maybe the suggestion or the submission of some people in the country, do not worth listening to. Other people will really try to intervene to look at things, even if they are not going to be the judge. But when you know that what you are doing is not people within the country that are complaining, they are not the only ones complaining, other people are complaining, I think it will set the leadership of that country, it will set them thinking. That is just the way it goes. UN always in support of mostly Islamic nation and Islamic agenda. They will always support Buhari, who is a fanatic. UN will not do anything. It is a toothless bulldog. UN, when will they act in all these reports? The truth of the matter is that Nigerian president is not real Buhari. We know before. This is serious. Hopefully the UN will listen, but the European Union, who is the beneficiary of the lawlessness in Nigeria, the West make Nigeria what it is today, but they will pay for it in future. Our Lord is great. So guys, I don't know what you think, because some people do not believe in all of these things. Okay, what are the solutions? Some people just believe that the way things are going is just the way it ought to be going, that there's nothing anybody can do about it. And I don't know, some people say, oh, don't read about talk about what others are saying. If you don't know what others are saying, how will you be able to plan yourself? You just want to be listening to yourself, you just want to be thinking about yourself, you want to be, want to listen to people who say the same thing or who agree to your own opinion. Those people who are saying otherwise, you need to see and know what they are thinking in their mind, so that you yourself, you'll be prepared. You know that it is not a tea party. That is just the way it is, whether you like it or not. Some people are somewhere planning evil, and if you don't know, you will not be able to adjust yourself. That is just the way it is. You need to listen to other people, hear other people, the way they talk. That is the way forward, and it will help you to be able to know how to plan yourself. That is just the way it is. So guys, I don't know what you think. Leave your comments below in the comment section. Thank you very much.